Cultural differences are various beliefs, behaviors, languages, practices, and expressions considered unique to members of a specific ethnicity, race, or national origin. As much as we like to emphasize why we should overlook our cultural differences and unite as a human race, those differences do exist, and we can really use them to tighten our relationship as human beings. Cross-cultural understanding is paramount if you want to get along with people from different places, because there is strength in diversity. So in this video, I'll be exposing some of the interesting cultural differences around the world. Spitting at weddings in Greece. As funny as this sounds, this cultural tradition is an important practice in Greek, which is believed to ward off evil spirits. To make it even more shocking, this spitting is focused on the bride. It is seen as a good luck charm, which will bless the couple and keep the evil or the devil far from their union. Things have been modified in some parts of Greece these days. Wedding guests just face the bride and make sounds and impressions that show they are spitting on her, without actually spitting. Blackening of the bride in Scotland. Having some fun before the wedding is great, but this pre-wedding ritual in Scotland doesn't seem like a lot of fun for the bride. The custom involves throwing eggs, spoiled milk, and basically all things disgusting at her. The blackened bride is then taken around the town. The custom is a metaphor for the tough life that the bride might have to go through after the wedding. The tradition prepares her for the new chapter, as after going through this, all marital problems will look tiny. Socializing in cemeteries in Denmark. While other parts of the world like to keep off cemeteries and let the dead have their rest in silence, the people of Denmark will have nothing of that. They love to hang out around cemeteries and socializing there. When the weather is warm, it is even more crowded with babbling Danes of all ages, as the cemeteries are structured to accommodate acts of socialization. Now that you know this cultural tradition, if you ever visit Denmark and get invited to a get-together at the cemetery, don't be shocked. It is their way of life. Polterabend in Germany. Polterabend means wedding shower. This is a unique tradition in Germany that is generally held the day before a bride and groom are due to wed. It's a big party where friends and family gather at the front of the house and smash things on the floor, such as plates, flower pots, tiles, anything that makes a lot of noise in order to bring good luck. The only exceptions being glass and mirrors, of course. Once the dish breaking is done, the bride and the groom then work together to clean it up as preparation for their future. Baby jumping in Spain. Now in Spain, keeping the devil away from babies is serious business. This is why most of them participate in baby jumping. It is the practice of laying babies on different mattresses on the street. While men are wearing costumes that give their best impressions of the devil, jump over and run between these children, whatever happens to a man who mistakenly falls on a baby during baby jumping is not now. Crying bride in China. Chinese have many cultural differences with the Western culture. One of them is part of the wedding preparation, when a Chinese bride cries for about 1 month to their wedding day. The tears are not out of pain. On the contrary, it is a way of thanking their parents and entire family for all that they have done. There are different stages of this happy crying. First, the bride enters the hall towards nighttime and cries there for 1 hour. After 10 days, her mother then joins her there to cry, as they both accompany the tears with marriage songs. That's not all. The bride's grandmother, aunt, sisters, and other females in the family join the bride to cry in succession. What a way to usher joy and hope into the marriage. This is a huge cultural difference between us and China. In Russia, always accept their meals. Russians are very hospitable people who do not joke with their stomach or those of their guests. Food is a serious business, and in their culture, lunch is the most important and heaviest meal. If you get invited by your Russian friend for a meal, do not refuse it. They find it offensive. You might want to skip your own meals to leave a space in your stomach for the food you will eat in Russian gatherings. Now, this is a very interesting cultural difference in many countries. Nigerians kneel or prostrate themselves when greeting. Members of the Yoruba tribe, an ethnic group in Nigeria, take greeting greetings seriously, especially with their elders. When an adult is approaching, it is customary for young people to greet them by dropping to their knees. To be more specific, women kneel and men prostrate themselves. These traditional gestures are signs of deference and respect for the elders in the community. However, other ethnic groups in Nigeria do not engage in this custom. The Japanese enjoy slurping. Most cultures have rules about table etiquette. In Western societies, noisily consuming food is considered rude. However, in Japan, making slurping sounds while eating is acceptable. This probably has something to do with the way noodles are eaten. In Western countries, you twirl your noodles on a spoon or a fork before putting them in your mouth. The Japanese slap up their noodles without winding them around the cutlery they're using. This way of noodle eating is naturally noisier. Making slapping sounds when eating noodles in Japan indicates that you're enjoying them. In Malaysia, people use their thumb to point. Some countries regard pointing with the index finger as rude. While many cultures probably think that pointing a finger isn't very nice, some countries like Indonesia and Malaysia view this gesture as incredibly offensive. There, it's considered much more polite to gesture toward things with the thumb. In many African countries, pointing is appropriate for inanimate objects only and not people. Showing up on time in Venezuela. I might sound contradictory to the title of this one, but in Venezuela, you do not really need to be punctual. For some gatherings or meetings, it is kind of offensive. Venezuelan culture frowns at people who are prompt. Why would someone just show up at the scheduled time? It's considered greedy and shows the person is too eager for the meeting to happen. Camel fight in Turkey. When it's mating season, camels have the tendency to fight off other males in heat. So the people of Turkey use this energy for their entertainment. Occasionally, there is an event specially organized for camel wrestling where two male camels fight each other. A winning emerges when one camel runs from the fight or backs away from it. Hello everybody, thank you so much for rocking with me till the end of this video. If you're new to my YouTube channel, kindly click on the subscription button to subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be able to get notified every time I put out some really good content. And don't forget to like, share and comment as well.